The Sales Bible, Part 2. Preparing to Wow the Prospect, the Book of Questions. Why ask why? Question. How do you build rapport? How do you determine prospect needs? How do you establish buyer confidence? Answer. Question. The idea of asking and answering questions is the heart of a sales presentation. Without questions, you'll have no answers. Without answers, you'll have no sales. Without sales, you'll have no money. Any questions? The question is the most important skill a salesperson should master. The importance of asking one properly lies somewhere between sale and no sale. To sell or not to sell? That is the power question. Two of the most important aspects of selling are asking questions and listening. The proper questions will make the prospect tell you everything you need to sell him or her. Combine powerful questions with effective listening skills, and you will have the power and the self-discipline to uncover facts and needs. Then formulate a response that moves the buyer closer to a decision. Man, that sounds so simple. So why doesn't everybody buy when you try to sell them? Because, number one, you're not doing an effective job of asking questions. Number two, you're not doing an effective job of listening to the prospect. Number three, you have a preconceived notion about the prospect, prejudging the type of person, anticipating answers, and interrupting dialogue. Number four, you think you already know all the answers, so why bother asking the questions or listening with full attention? And number 4.5, you have not uncovered the true needs of the prospect. How can you satisfy needs if you don't even know what they are? The most effective sales call is approximately 25% questioning, talking, and 75% listening. How does that compare with what you do? Oh, that doesn't apply to me. My product is different. I need to talk more. Bull. That's just an excuse. What you're really saying is, I don't know how to ask questions effectively. How do you ask a question? In a word, open-ended. Try to avoid yes or no questions unless you're sure it's a slam dunk yes. Developing and asking power questions is at the fulcrum point of your ability to understand the prospect's needs. So let me give you the 12.5 challenges to the types and styles of questions to ask. Number one, is the question clear and concise? Does the prospect understand the question and its meaning, content, and implication? Number two, does the question require productive thinking before the prospect can formulate a response? Have you put the prospect on the path toward your product or service as a result of the question? Number three, does the question force the prospect to evaluate new information or concepts? Are you building prospect credibility by asking superior questions that don't make people feel inferior, but do challenge them in a new way? Number four, does the question make you seem more knowledgeable than your competitors? Are you separating yourself from the competition by asking questions that the competition never thought to ask? Number five, does the question lead the prospect and you to draw from past experience? Are you asking prospects questions that make them share things that they're proud of? These are not only sales questions, they're rapport building questions. Number six, does the question generate a response that the prospect has never thought of before? New twists make you seem different, better, and at the top of your game. Number seven, does the question provide a tie-down answer that moves the presentation closer to a close? Using question lead-ins or ending words like don't you, isn't it, shouldn't you, doesn't it, provides you with the opportunity for the prospect to say yes to a particular part of your presentation and move on to the next area. Number eight, does the question relate directly to the prospect's business situation? The more direct the question, the more likely you are to get a direct response. Number nine, does the question relate directly to the prospect's objectives? Are you asking in areas that the prospect can relate to? Areas that make the prospect commit to real answers. Number 10, does the question draw information from the prospect that helps you make the sale easier? questions relating to his or her expectations about how your product or service will be used after they own it. Number 11, does the question create an atmosphere that is positive and conducive to make a sale? Is the question provocative or provoking? Don't make prospects mad when you ask a question. Make them think. Number 12, are you asking a question back when the prospect asks you one? Prospect, can I get it in 2 weeks? Salesperson, is that when you need it delivered? Number 12.5, the ultimate question. Are you asking a closing question? A question to which the answer confirms the sale. So I ask you, do you have 10 or 12 different closing questions written down to rehearse and use as the occasion arises? I'll bet you don't. You want to master the science of formulating and asking power questions? Here's what to do. Write down 2 or 3 questions that respond to each of the 12.5 challenges that I've just given you and incorporate them into your selling process. When you do, you'll discover that it's a challenging task, but the reward for doing it is that you'll become a better, more financially rewarded salesperson forever. Questions are to sales as breath is to life. If you fail to ask them, you will die. If you ask them incorrectly, your death will not be immediate, but it's inevitable. If you ask them correctly, the answer will be a sale. So let me share a free Git bit. If you want to learn a 3-level strategy for setting up and asking the question that could change the way you make sales, go to Gitomer.com, register if you're a first-time user, and enter the words 3-level strategy in the Git bit box. Sales solutions are easy once you identify the prospect's problems, concerns, and needs with questions. Can you close a sale in 5 questions? Questions breed sales. Using power questions to find facts is critical to creating an atmosphere in which a sale can be made. My buddy, Ray Leone, author of Sales Success Secrets of the Sales Funnel, issued this challenge. Can you close a sale in 5 questions? A mixture of Ray's ideas and mind led to this. Sales solutions are easy once you identify the prospect's problems, but that can only occur with well-crafted questions, questions that extract information, needs, and concerns. The sale is most easily made once you identify the prospect's real needs and harmonize with his or her concerns. So let's say, for example, that I sell printing. Have a notepad out and use it as the prospect responds. Question 1, Mr. Prospect, how do you select a printer? Variation, how do you choose a printer? And the prospect says quality, delivery, and price. Okay. Question 2, how do you define quality, or what does quality mean to you? And ask at the same time, how do you define the question for all 3 responses? How do you choose as an alternative? The prospect will give you many thoughtful answers. Many prospects have never been asked questions like these before and will be forced to think in new patterns. Ask follow-up questions here before going to question 3. For example, the prospect says he defines quality as crisp, clear printing. So you ask, you mean printing that reflects the image and quality of your company? How can a prospect possibly say no to that question? And then question 3, what makes that important to you? Or is that the most important thing to you? Or why is that important to you? This question draws out the true need of the prospect. Finding out what is important to them about printing and why printing is important are keys to closing the sale. There may be a secondary or a follow-up question to gain clear definition of what is important and why. And that brings me to question 4. If I could deliver the quality to you that you demand so that the image in your printing reflects the image of your business to your customers, and I could do it in a time frame that you require at a reasonable but not the cheapest price, would I, or is there any reason that I would not be a candidate for your business? Of course you would. It's a feedback question that combines the data found in the first 3 questions, and it's the classic if I, would you question that makes the prospect commit. It's actually a quasi-close of the prospect. If there's a true objection, we have to get bids, somebody else decides, I'm satisfied with my present vendor, it's likely to surface at question 4. And question 5 is, great, when can we begin? Or great, when's your next project? The object of the fifth question is to pin the prospect down to a beginning date or time or quantity to start doing business. In many cases, you can sell a sample order or a trial. Where big ticket products are involved, like copiers or computers, maybe a puppy dog approach will work best, where you leave the product for the customer to use for a few days, or take the prospect to visit a loyal customer and see your product in operation and get a live testimonial. There's a thought. Use the questioning process early and often. If you're doing a lot of talking and the prospect is not, you're boring the prospect and losing the sale. I don't care what you've got, unless it serves their need, and the only way to identify those needs is to ask them. To use questions successfully, they must be thought out and written down. I'm going to tell you this again. Develop a list of 10 to 20 questions that uncover needs, problems, pains, concerns, and objections. Maybe develop a bunch more that create prospect commitment as a result of the information that you've uncovered. Looking for a few additional power question lead-ins? Try these. What do you look for? What have you found? How do you propose? What has been your experience? How have you successfully used? How do you determine? Why is that a deciding factor? What makes you choose? What did you like about? What's one thing you would improve about? What would you change about? Are there other factors? What does your competitor do about? How do your customers react to? Practice. After about 30 days of asking the right questions, you're going to begin to see real rewards. Take heart. It's not hard sell, it's heart sell. Good questions get to the heart of the problem or need very quickly without the buyer feel like he or she is being pushed.